Welcome back to our final segment of our Basic Library Research Workshop, Gone Virtual. So we left off at the end where we have Dashboard at the top highlighted. We're going to slide over and click on Sources. Those bubbles are there again. They're working for us, letting us know that something new is about to arrive on our screen. So we are going to click on New Source, and we are going to have a pretend source in our virtual session here. So we're going to click on Print or In Hand Resource, and we're going to click on Magazine. And so this is our screen where we would normally have our article that we are referencing perhaps in the background, so we could continually refer to it. Today, for our option, or for this evening if you're watching it in the evening, we are going to make ourselves the author of the article. So it is going to ask you to put in your first name followed by your last name. And the nice thing I like about this source is if you don't realize that you're starting to make a mistake, you will see in just a second where a little bubble will come up and remind you that you have, like tapping you on the shoulder, oops, you've made a mistake, let's go ahead and correct this. So we are now asked for what our article title is, and since we are all enduring the COVID virus, I'm going to entitle my article COVID-19 Working. And notice I was going to type the word working. Notice as soon as I capitalized that W, I get the yellowy orange triangle at the end of my line, and it reminds me up above the first letter of the word WO should not be capitalized unless it is a proper noun or an acronym. So I know now to go back and correct the W in working, and so I'm making my title COVID-19 Working from Home. I would like you to make up the page numbers in which you think your article would have been on, so please feel free to use my title as well. I'm going to start my article on page 12. And it is going to end on page 16. So if you would follow along, contributing those pieces as you are going along. The title of our magazine today is going to be Life. And we are going to assume that this is volume 20. And this is issue 4. And if your publication is dated for a month or a particular season, you're going to go ahead and click the drop down arrows. And so we are in April, and today, when I'm recording this, is the 6th, and then it asks us for the 4 digits for the year. So following the format that I have put in there. And then you all have an assignment in which you must create an annotation project relative to your research paper. So it will allow you to create an annotation at the same time in which you are creating your citation information. And I am not truly going to type an annotation of that article. Okay, so what I chose to put in that space where you would normally do your annotation of the source, I chose to put in there information with regard to Mr. Nicholson's students. He requires 5 to 10 sentences for each of your resources that you are annotating. Oops. And if you are in Ms. Steinmetz class, so Ms. Steinmetz students, you need to include 3 to 5 sentences for each of your annotations, and Mr. Nicholson requires 5 to 10 sentences for each of your annotations. So we have completed all the bibliographic information that is needed for a magazine article up above. And then we have successfully completed, minus a few sentences, we have put information in that annotation section. And now we're going to pop right up above that annotation box, and we are going to click Save. And once you do that, there go those bubbles again working for us. And you can see that in this particular case, here is your citation for your source that we made up together. And then there is the listing in that annotation section where I just wrote what the requirements were. Notice that it tells you when you created this, and you have additional options over there as well. So you can edit it if you realize that you have made a mistake when you have created your citations. You can go back and edit any mistakes that you might see. You can also copy that information. You can delete it. And then if you want to work with your in-text reference, and or if you have a question, you can choose there. Because there is only one annotation there, it is automatically set to default to where it will alphabetize your sources that you will have included, and then you also have a print and export option. So once your annotation project is complete, if it turns out that one of the sources that you annotated you did not end up using in your final paper, you can delete things, and then once you are ready to export that, you can do that right into a Word document as well. So we have spent a considerable amount of time. I thank you for your time and your attention. Know that I am just an email or a chat session away to be able to hear or to be able to speak with you and work through some issues that you might be having. Whoops. This is my contact information, which I've now loaded on the screen. It has my email address on it. And we also have a service, all the librarians statewide have a service called Chat and or Ask a Librarian. And so my times on Chat, we have expanded those coverage times because of all of our classes moving to virtual delivery. So I'm available Monday through Wednesday from 9 o'clock in the morning until 10. And on Thursdays, I'm available twice both from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and again from 4 to 5 p.m. So again, if there's anything that I can help you with, please don't hesitate to reach out to me via email or click the chat option on the website. And during those times, I will be the one that you should be getting when you choose to chat at those particular times. But there are numerous librarians available each hour, and overall we are available Monday through Friday from 8 in the morning until 9 in the evening. And then there are some weekend hours as well. That entire time block is not filled on either day, but there are people on each Saturday as well. So again, thank you. Keep up the great work. We will all get through this. It's not easy, I know. Something that none of us have ever experienced in our lifetime, and I certainly hope that we do not have to experience it again. But again, we are only an email or a chat away to be able to help you. Please feel free to review any of these recordings that I have made, and even if you would like to offer some suggestions, send me an email real quick and I will take those into consideration. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Have a great rest of your semester. Stay safe. Mark